Maxine Kevy on Civic Media. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jimmy K. Make sure you stick around. We got Essential Last Crack coming up at 11 o'clock tonight. Plus, we're going to talk with Nick from the band Sabotage in the 11 o'clock hour. But right now, we have Bach from Abaddon's End on the phone with us right now. Bach, good evening. Welcome to Max Inc. Radio.
Thanks for having me. This is wonderful.
Yeah, man, for sure. First of all, your name, man, it's Adam. How do you pronounce the official last name?
Liebersbach. The name turned to Bach because I had 13 Adams in a class of 130 people, and then I was also in choir, so the Bach name stuck.
I think it was good to shorten that to Bach, especially for my sake here. Hey, Bach, congratulations on the brand new single. We're going to talk about that in just a couple of minutes from Abaddon's End. Steve and Carl, they're founders of the band. When did you join the band, and how did that story go?
Steve and Kyle have been playing together for about 30 years. They started this band about 5-6 years ago. They went through some members. Tim joined in December, and then I joined 2 weeks after Tim. We got the ball rolling. We had 4 songs by January. Then we went to the studio the 1st of February. We recorded Absent In Adolescence, and then we wrote 15 more songs in the next 6 months.
Wow. Where did all that songwriting inspiration come from?
Well, you see, Tim was in Go Play God. Kyle and Steve were in many bands in the past, and when we get together, we just start writing. And what we like to do is those guys will start writing something. I'll sing a melody to it, then I'll take it home and I'll listen to it probably about 50 times before I even start writing a melody or lyrics to it. I like to get the feel of the music before I put words to it. But yeah, those guys, they're so talented, and they've got so much history with music that when we get together, it just starts rolling.
That's interesting. We've talked to other bands where the vocalist or the songwriter will actually bring lyrics to the band, and the band will kind of craft a song around that. In your case, or Abaddon's End's case, it sounds like it's just the opposite, where the band gives you riffs and you create lyrics around that.
Yep, I like to get a meaning from what the guitars and everything are sending me. Tim will actually send me a lot of these songs in acoustic, and I'll get a whole feeling with it acoustically, and I'll write the chorus first and then build out from there.
That's amazing. Bach from Abaddon's End is joining us here on the phone. We're going to hear the new single here in just a couple of minutes. Bach, you and the band members have been in the Madison music scene, playing around Wisconsin for years. Do you ever think maybe 20 years ago you would be in this position right now with this band ready to strike?
No, I did not. Actually, about 20 years ago, I had moved to Nebraska for 6 years with some friends. And then I moved back up to northern Minnesota, came back to the area, and I was actually out of music for about 10 years. I seen this post on Facebook saying they were looking for a vocalist, and I thought to myself, you know what? I've always had this dream. I better give this a shot. I showed up, did the interview. While the guys were doing an audition with another vocalist, I went in the car and wrote the first song that we did together. I came back in, sang that song, wrote the second song, came back that weekend. They went outside, had a meeting, came back in, and said, we called the rest of the vocalists off for the second interview you're in.
How could they say no? I mean, you're writing songs right on the spot for the audition, man.
That's cool. I was ready. It had been like I said, it had been a long time for me, and I had a lot to say. So,
what's the craziest show that you've done so far, either with Abaddon's End or previous projects? Just and the definition of crazy is up to you.
Right now, our craziest show we did was actually in Toma at the Cantina 5, put on by Music in the Dark. We had a lot of people show up to that. There was a lot of energy. The crowd was into it. There was people singing the lyrics. And, you know, this song just came out in June. They were singing lyrics to other songs that we don't even have out yet. They've just seen us enough times to know the words. That was really cool. One of the other craziest shows I did did some hip-hop music with Ebabs, a producer down in Omaha, Nebraska, where I was kind of doing some screaming and some singing stuff over hip-hop. And so I was put into this hip-hop show, and I actually got a really good feedback from that. That was really different for me. So that was cool, too. Do you plan on incorporating any type of raps or rhymes in Abaddon's End's music? Well, see, Tim and I are really into Bad Omens, and he does kind of that flowy kind of stuff to it. So we've flirted with the idea. Like I said, I like to hear what the music is telling me. I don't like to try to force things into it. So if the opportunity comes up, we'll definitely try to do something like that.
Bach from Abaddon's End is with us right now here on Max Inc. Heavy. The new song is mighty. It's really good. I've listened to Abaddon's Ends over the year, but with the changes in your band, the new music is really good. Let's talk about the new song, Absent In Adolescence. What is the message in this song?
This message is really personal for me, actually. My brother and I had a guardian of ours walk out when I was 11 years old, and it was about me going through that struggle, just life, as being a teenager and not being able to trust people because one of the people you trusted the most walked out on you, watching what my brother went through. But then it's also with our evolution of life, the influences we had around us that made us who we are. My brother and I both have adopted sons from our wives, and we love them to death. And we've both grown into awesome fathers and men with the harsh background that we had. It's a message to me, to younger people, that you're going through this right now, but learn from it. Learn from the others around you. Be open to others. Don't just put yourself in the shell. And it's also a message to, maybe some guardians that are thinking about it. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
It's a great message. And in today's world, especially, this is the first song, and I'm sure you just told me that you have like 1,020 songs written, ready to go.
We got 15 songs that are written right now. One of them we actually put on the set list, and then we put it on the back burner because we started writing more stuff. I like to write real personal stuff. I wrote a song called Reminders. It's about losing somebody close to you. You wake up the next morning, the next day, week, months, you see things, you smell things, everything you touch, and all that just reminds you of the person you lost, and you just got to get up and keep moving on and face the new dawn. So that's one of the personal songs that I go to. And then we also got some songs about people that like to talk smack on the internet, but they don't like to step up and do things themselves. We got some songs about relationships and being over it, and I like to keep things close to the heart when I write it.
I love keyboard warriors. They're the best people.
That's the name of the song, Keyboard Warriors.
No kidding. You're welcome.
Yep.
When can we expect the album? What's the plans? Happen in the studio soon or what?
We were in Madtown Mix Studios with Matt LaPlante. He did the mixing and mastering and recorded this song for us. He moved to North Carolina. So we wanted to match how good this song sounds. So we did a lot of research. And we know that people wanted to hear more, but we don't want to just give them a low quality. So we are actually going to Catamount Records in Cedar Rapids. They recorded the first album by Stone Sour, and Stone Sour was a huge inspiration to me when I was a kid, along with Slipknot. And so I am overwhelmed that we're going to Catamount Records, but we're going to be going there September 30th. Our plan is to hopefully have an EP out by the time about Christmas, New Year's.
Just in time for the new year, and that could be a stocking stuffer for all your fans.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Awesome. And the next show on the books that I see is Hell Bash. That's September 23 in Rio, Wisconsin. That's on the Maybash grounds. You've played Maybash before, right?
No, we haven't actually. We put in for it in February, but we just didn't have a long enough set list, or even our new band wasn't together even long enough to do that. And then we had booked a show in at Pine Cove, actually, on Castle Rock Lake, and we did a show there with Zamek and Apex Aura that day.
Nice. And then you're also going to be in Blanchardville. I didn't even know Blanchardville had live music down there. That is called is it the Hussy Bar in Blanchardville?
Yeah, and that's October 14th with Fist Piston and Queen of Dreams. That starts at 8 p.m. It's a $5 cover. That'll be a lot of fun. We also got another show on the 28th. It's going to be a Halloween show at Kid Glove Harry's Prohibition Bar with Tendril, and that's going to be at 8 p.m. at 10 o'clock. And we'll have a big Halloween costume contest and have a lot of fun at that show as well. We're also doing October 7th, we're doing Battle of the Bands in La Crosse at the Cavalier Theater. So there's 12 bands that are going to be battling it out, and then we got asked to come headline it. So we're not in the competition, but we're going to play after everybody's done competing.
Nice. Lacrosse is listening to us right now. What was the date and the venue for that show?
October 7th at the Cavalier. It'll be the Battle of the Bands.
Nice. And the show you mentioned before that, what city was that in?
The show I mentioned before that was that's in Viola.
Gotcha. All right. Very good. Bach, I can't thank you enough for the time. Congratulations on the new music. I can't wait for the full album or EP, whatever you're going to release around December. I'm thirsty for it. I can't wait for it.
We are very excited to share our music with the world.
Let's do some of Abaddon's End right now is Absence in Adolescence. Brand new music on Max Inc. Heavy Civic Media. We are local music.